Hello everyone, this is Paddy the Panda, and some of you have enjoyed the little stories that I've been doing, so I said I'd do a little bit of Irish folklore because that's been requested. This is just going to be a very quick series, nothing too strenuous. Just take a few minutes just to listen, and hopefully it'll give you some insight into Ireland. The story we have today is about the Salmon of Knowledge and Finn McCool, or Fionn McCool as we call him. He's a guy who features pretty often in Irish folklore, and you'll learn some more about him later on. The Salmon of Knowledge. The story all begins back when Fionn, who was still a child at the time, was sent to be an apprentice with a widely regarded poet named Finnegas. On one sunny spring morning, Fionn and the old poet were sat down by the edge of the River Boyne. It was while they sat with their feet dangling over the water that Finnegas recounted the story of the Salmon of Knowledge to Fionn. The story had been passed to Finnegas by an old druid. The druid had explained that there was a salmon that lived in the murky waters of the river. Sounds pretty normal, right? Well, here's where the plot thickens, I guess. The druid believed that the salmon had devoured several nuts from a magical hazel tree that had grown near the river. Once the nuts began to digest in the fish's belly, the wisdom of the world was given to it. And here's the bit that sparked the interest of Fionn. Finnegas said that the druid believed that the person who ate the salmon would also gain its knowledge. The elderly poet had spent many years gazing into the river in an attempt to spot and catch the salmon of knowledge. Alas, he never came close. Then one day, while he and Fionn were sitting by the River Boyne, he saw the glint of an eye peering up from the water below. Without hesitation, he dived into the water after the fish and managed to grab hold of it, much to both his and Fionn's surprise. Finnegas gave the fish to Fionn and asked him to cook it for him. The poet had waited years for this moment, and he was worried that the young boy might betray him. He told Fionn that under no circumstance could he eat even the tiniest sliver of the fish. Finnegas left as he needed to fetch something from his home. Fionn did what he was asked and prepared the fish. After a couple of minutes, the salmon was baking away on top of a searing hot stone set above a small fire. The salmon had been cooking for a number of minutes when Fionn decided to turn it over to ensure that it was thoroughly cooked, and as he did so, his left thumb glanced off of the meat. It burned painfully, and Fionn, without thinking, stuck his thumb in his mouth to ease the pain. He realized his mistake only when it was too late. When Finnegas returned, he knew that something was wrong. He asked Fionn what had happened, and all was revealed. After taking a moment to mull the situation over, the poet told Fionn that he would have to eat the fish to see if he could gain its wisdom. Fionn hurriedly devoured the fish, but nothing happened. Clutching at straws, Fionn decided to stick his thumb in his mouth again, and then that's when everything changed. As soon as he put his thumb in his mouth, he felt a surge of energy and knew that the wisdom given to the salmon by the magic hazel trees was now his. The wisdom given to Fionn by the salmon made him the wisest man in Ireland, and Fionn grew up to be the great ancient warrior that we know today. It's a very simple story, isn't it? But that's a story that all children in Ireland hear as we grow up. Hope you enjoy it. I'll be doing lots more of these moving forward. But until the next time, I'll see you on Tickety Tockety and have a lovely evening.